So, hi there everyone and welcome to a new series on the channel, Rise of Industries. My name's Leon, I'm looking after you. So I've been given this code for free to try, and it has been out on Steam now for a little while, but it's still in early stages and it's changing all the time. I know how quickly it's changing. I did record this episode and then there was an update and I had to redo it. So yeah, it's constantly changing, but we're going to put our headquarters here. I've had a look around the map and I've chosen to start in Crowland. One, because it's the biggest town, and second, because I've got a couple of other places fairly nearby that I can develop stuff into, hopefully. Right, let's have a go. And I'm still learning this game because it's all about supplies and demand and everything. Right, so we've got a nice big area over here where we could put stuff, because I want to try and put some water collectors in place. So the first thing I want to do is click on my headquarters and get some research. Now with this you start off with 3 free unlocks, but then you've got to work into other bits. So you start off with some of the basics, things like water, some of the metals, all the stuff you can gather you get unlocked to start with, but crops you've got to do. Let's have a look. So we've got to figure out a chain in a way, and we're going to start simple. We've got water. It always starts off with vegetables in game, but let's try this. We've got wheat and cocoa. We'll unlock flour, so we get those are 3 free, and with that we can then we'll unlock chocolate bars as the research to start with, and we'll then do chocolate cakes. Now that takes time and takes quite a bit of money. We've probably then used about 2 million already, but I think it'll be worth it in the long run. We'll see if we can be our own little chocolate empire. Right, gatherer, water. So we'll put him here, because then we can put a couple of pumping units or gatherer units over here. Right, we need a road. Just close that. Now you've got to make sure the roads overlap. Oh, that's going to be awkward, so we'll have to come round. So for example, what I meant by that was, if we did that, you can see it doesn't connect. We have to do that. That's then connected there, but we need to connect it then to there. So that kind of gives us our, so this is the area we're going to work in, which is why I'm not overly worried by the scale of it, of the road, because it just means all our trucks are going to be travelling on the same road. Right, we need to get our chocolate plantation growing. We're going to put him there. Hang on, let me just rotate the map because I want to make sure I've got a gap, the right gap on this side. There'll do. So I can put one there, one there, and one there. Road. Put that road into there. We need our other farm. Let me just put that down there. Right. I'll put our wheat fields there. Right, so that's cocoa and wheat. We'll come back into those in a second. I want to make sure I've got the whole chain set up. So we unlocked, close that, go back to the headquarters a second, our tech tree, so we can make flour right away. So we would need factory, food factory. I'm going to put the food factory down here. And we'll put the road onto that one. Okay, right. So, the first thing we need to do is get the water going to him, the right ones. So, water, destinations, we want go to the plantation and to the crop farm. We're going to tell it to deliver enough for 3 cycles. See if that improves it when I was playing it before. So that means the water collectors will pick up, they'll go and they'll take water to there. Wheat. Oh, sorry, the cocoa. Now at the moment, we can't do anything with it, but we can take it to the farmer's market. The crop farm, we're going to send to a factory. Turn into flour. There isn't anywhere we can send it yet, apart from to state. So what we'll do is logistics warehouse. Put the warehouse there and we'll send the flour to the warehouse for now, because we should get the chocolate bars soon and we can then change the factory over, and we'll then put the flour, the wheat, into the storage, because we can make use of it in other ways. So we will send it to there. Alright, let's turn the speed on. Takes a little bit of time for everything to click in that we've built. Now while that's doing, one thing I'm worried about is probably going to need is more water. It never seems to produce enough. Actually, can we just... No, we can't. I was wondering if we could just add another water bit. But what we'll do is we'll put another one there. Roads. And there you go, just need to see the trucks kick into life from the... And there you go, made the mistake I said about, didn't connect that road properly. So there you go, water is now being taken from the pumps. Actually, we need to give this guy some destinations. And again, it'll go to the farms. And there we go. So once they're in there, it's then loaded onto trucks and then it's taken down to and we'll see if they all go to one or they go to no, one's going to that, one's going okay. So hopefully it'll split kind of similar with the next one. So once they get water, we'll see crops growing. There we go. You see crops happening on there. It tells us also on here how long it takes, so 30 days for the cocoa beans. So again, we just want to make sure there's plenty of water going to these guys because they need it. The more water, the more fields that they work on. What's that? Wrestle Town Centre. No. Not going to do it. It's contract, but it is. I want the wheat for flour. So you can see this one's now getting enough water to start in its second field. This one's now starting to grow. And when we look at the wheat, it's got again 30 days for it to develop, which is why we want as much water coming into these guys as we can, so we can move it on to the next place. And if we go to the village, we know it's going to the farmers market, which is here. Cocoa makes a decent amount of money. There we go. So the cocoa farm's now got all 3 fields nearly ready. Wheat, it's got the second field growing. Can you add more fields? No. I mean, when I've been practicing this, one of the things I was doing was just putting one of these in and just leaving it on the 2, and I found I was never getting enough water. But this way, with the 2, it seems to be generating enough water. There we go, cocoa harvest has been done. So there we go. Get some cocoa off to its destination. We'll follow him. We'll speed it up a bit though. So 2 trucks of cocoa. And as soon as we get the chocolate bars, we'll change the factory over to that. Put the cocoa to that. Let's slow that down. So, yeah, that was that chain. And look, more trucks on the way down already. And this will be wheat, heading for the food factory. Yep, more cocoa trucks. More wheat. So the wheat takes 20 days. To be turned into flour. Actually, I might even just put another factory in for the chocolate bars, depending on how we're looking financially at the time. I mean, we've spent 2.6 million, but it's already growing again. That's what we want to see, is things growing at a nice steady pace. Now again, in the village towns, so you've got that, so we know the farmer's market. We've also got a hardware store with its demands. We have a wholesaler, so we can buy water from here. At the moment it does usually sometimes at other stores. We've got a grocery store. So this is where the chocolate bars now go, and you can see the difference in price, 62 compared to, it's 15 for the raw cocoa. Is there anything else in here? Sometimes some of the places have got builders, merchants and all that, and the towns will grow. So the more stuff you supply into them, the faster they grow. But it's all developing nicely. In storage, let's see if we got, so we've got plenty of water in storage. And I mean, I have got to put this in this. When you have to buy, when you buy it all from the wholesaler, it does cost a lot. So there you go. There's the bags of flour. Heading for storage. We're still losing money, but not loads, not drastically. And again, it's like any of these games, I've always said to people, is you don't want to do too much too soon. This is why we've got one chain with a plan of what we want to do next with it. I mean, this has now got, let's see what's in storage. Yeah, it's got a little bit, but not loads. The wheat, I think we could probably pretty much sell straight on as well. No. Chocolate bars is nearing completion on its first research project. Like I said, in the warehouse we've now got some flour. Oh, see, flour's not making money. That doesn't bother me, because we're not actually selling it, we're just storing it. You can also then get things to be dispatched straight from the warehouse. So if I went here, chose is it tier 1? Yeah, flour. It will then give me, so I could sell it to the state, and it will then dispatch everything out in one go. But there you go, 39,000 in from selling cocoa. And there we go. Right, so I'm going to pause it a second, because this is where we need to make a change. So you are now going to go to wrestles 168. We'll send it to logistics, to the warehouse. And you are now going to go to, right, we need to change this first, factory. Set that. Yes. Oh, we need milk. Ah! Right, back to flour. You back to the factory. We need milk. Right, research. Gonna get rid of that. We need livestock, cows, and then we'll move to maybe we'll go that direction, because that's quite. We'll come back to that. So if we don't have to, you can queue up a whole pile of stuff, but at the moment I don't want to queue up too much until we know what we're looking at. Right, let's close off that alert, so we know we've got the chocolate bars, but we need the milk first. Put that back on. It won't take long, it's only a short research project. There you go. For some reason you're coming back. Right, need to change you to logistics. There we go. So I lost a little bit of wheat, but here comes the next load straight away, and more. We could put another wheat farm in, but this thing's here. I mean, my only feedback would be we need to kind of know how long that's potentially going to last. We don't have a builder's merchant here. Grocery, hardware. So there's quick win things like sand you could do, and wood, which we can do automatically. But yeah, we've got some chains going. So there's a start. In the next episode, what we'll do is we'll get the cow set up and the chocolate bars set up. We probably need to put another. Oh no, we might be able to just run the water from the two we've got, because how much are we building up? Yeah, they've got plenty. So we can only get water from the 2 that we're running. But yeah, so if you enjoyed it, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new or if you haven't already done so, leave your comments below. But until the next episode, bye bye for now.